struggle is real. I mean, it's super real. And if you're experiencing any kind of success, you most likely learned it from the challenges you were faced with, and you had to come up with a solution to make it better. Hey guys, I am so excited because this is the very first rebranded podcast, once known as Get Genius, now known as Backstage Business. And I'm so excited to bring you this refreshed and rebranded podcast. And before we have a guest on the show, I wanted to take this first episode as an opportunity to spend a few minutes with you and explain why I decided to rebrand the podcast and what kind of value I plan to bring to you. Some of you may know that I started Get Genius over 3 years ago, and I found myself in this space at that time of incredible entrepreneurs. A lot of them were clients of the Draw Shop. A lot of them were from masterminds, different networking events I'd been to, and sometimes just one entrepreneur introducing me to another business owner. And with every hand that I shook and every smile that I received and coffee that I had with these geniuses, I would walk away with something that I could actually implement into my business and even in my personal life, because there's something that happens when there's that one-on-one conversation with nobody else listening, that people can start to be a little bit more vulnerable. And when you ask a question, oftentimes people will want to answer it and tell you where they've been. And I thought, wow, I wish we could have more of these conversations that could be shared with other entrepreneurs and business owners. And when those things were happening, I knew that I wanted to share that with our audience. And that's when I created Get Genius. And it was awesome. And what it kind of morphed into was really hearing some tactical advice on growing your business. And sometimes we talked about personal relationships, and we talked about different things as entrepreneurs that would help us, like getting your finances together, or what kind of plan do you have for savings, or what kind of way are you running your teams, things like that. And it was super awesome. But what I started to see was that there was something even more that we could deliver than those tips. And you, as the audience, started to respond to the people and the guests that were super real, super honest, and totally vulnerable about where they have been. It didn't happen all the time because it's just not how all of the interviews went. But when it did, there was such a great response. And I think the reason for this is that we've all been there. And maybe not in every exact situation, but there's something that we could connect with and relate to. And when we have that feeling, we want more, and we perk up and we pay attention because we feel like somebody gets us. And I want to bring more of that to you. And as an entrepreneur, business owner, CEO, whatever your position is, you take on a lot. You have a piece in all of the things in your business, the marketing, the team building, the sales. There's something that you are responsible for, and all of that, even if there is a lead person to handle that, you're the main player. And let's be real, wherever you are at in your business, whether you have just started a business, whether you are kind of in the middle in that 3 to 5 year mark or beyond, and maybe you're having explosive growth right now, it took you a minute to get there, didn't it? And the thing is the struggle is real. I mean, it's super real. And if you're experiencing any kind of success, you most likely learned it from the challenges you were faced with, and you had to come up with a solution to make it better. And that's a lot of pressure. And you don't always know the right things to do. And sometimes the very best lessons that we learn are those that we have messed up. And this really comes down to every single part of your business and every part of your life. If you have a really good relationship, it's probably because you learned what not to do and all the things that you didn't like in a previous relationship. If your marketing's working really well for you, it's because you tested and you tried things and you had to fail at some of those things to understand what not to do, and you had to do really well at other things to understand what to do. It's just the nature of life. So these are the things that I want to bring to you, more of these stories from other business owners and entrepreneurs and leaders and experts. And I think we all love a good hero's journey. The biggest, bestest movies, blockbuster hits, all follow the hero's journey. And if you're a really good marketer, you're using that in your marketing too. And so I want to bring to you those heroes' journeys of these different guests and let you hear what really happens backstage of businesses, like hiring someone new and not even knowing how you can afford them, or maybe investing a ton of money in marketing only to have it fail and not knowing how you're going to continue with the rest of your marketing for that quarter or however long. Or what about times where you were like, oh my gosh, I don't even know if I can make payroll. These are real things that happen in business. And I want to talk even beyond that, like the time that you were ready to take your business to the next level, but your team couldn't keep up. Or maybe you had a business partner that wasn't supportive and didn't believe in the same things you did. What happened when you became so successful that it maybe went to your head and affected your relationships? There's all kinds of bumps and things that happen along this journey of managing business and personal life. And this stuff is so super real. Everybody's going through it. And if you are one of those people that has had just a perfect, like no hiccup journey, that is so, I guess, cool. I don't know. I wouldn't even want that, to be honest, because I don't really see how the growth happens if it is just so smooth. I think we have periods of time where it's really smooth, and that is awesome. But it's also really awesome to have the opportunity of failure, because now you get to make yourself, your business, your life better. And so I'm interested in bringing to you those type of people who have gone through that, maybe are going through that right now, and maybe you are as well. So I'm excited for you to join me as I bring on some really, really incredible guests in all different industries, but who really honor the backstage and share with you what it takes to get through those hard times and to reach those goals and to manage success. That is hard too. That is super hard, actually. And how do you do that? So I want you to open yourselves up, listen to these people, take what you will. Here's the thing. I don't want you to have to worry about listening, taking notes, or anything like that. And I don't want you to have to worry about whether you're going to get something valuable out of this. I just want you to know that I intend with every single episode to have powerful and actionable takeaways for you, or I will not publish it. I will not let it go live. So just know that. It's not going to be just some, lame conversation. That sounds horrible. Not lame, but honestly, it might be a great conversation. It might be some great chit chat, but I will not air it if it doesn't provide value for you. So that's my promise to you. And here's the thing. If you don't find any kind of value, you don't have to listen. That's the other good news. But if you do, I hope that you'll share it, and I hope that you'll write a review, because I really want this to be something that people can be driving in the car, walking on the treadmill, like downloaded it, listening to it on the plane, whatever it is, and know that within 30 minutes, you're going to walk away with something that's like, oh, yeah, you know what? It's either going to reinforce something that you already know, or it's going to make you think of something else that you need to implement. It's going to make you text your assistant. It's going to make you send a group thing to your team. It's going to do something, and it's going to be something, a little tiny needle moving thing, but all of those things are going to add up. So I just want you to know that that is my promise for you that I intend to bring to you with every single episode. So I will, if I really think there's no value, I'm just not going to publish it. Here's the other thing though, because you are probably going to be listening to this while driving in your car or doing something else where you can't take notes or take notes in your little notepad or whatever it is. I'm going to have a downloadable PDF of every single Backstage Business episode so that you can get your quick glance of those takeaways. And you'll know right away, like, yeah, cool. I'm going to go to that website, or I'm going to download that app, whatever it is that I feel is super valuable and can actually like make that little bit of a difference. I'm going to put it into that PDF, and it should only take you a few seconds to look at it and know if it's going to be of value to you. So please, if you do implement these pieces and of advice, these golden nuggets, let me know how it worked out for you. Even if it's just like a time management thing, or it's like, you know what, there was just this absolutely incredible quote that I had to share with my team, and it super pumped them up, and we, had an amazing day in sales, things like that. Those are all huge wins, and we should appreciate all those wins. So if stuff like that happens, please share it with me, because that would be awesome to know. And you can email me directly. My email is summer@thedrawshop.com. So let me know. Again, write your reviews, share whatever you find is valuable. And those are the things that's going to keep us going. So I'm really excited to bring all of this to you. I've got some really fantastic guests lined up. We've been working at this for a couple months to rebrand this, and I'm really excited. And again, I am Summer Felix Mulder, and I will see you on the next Backstage Business episode.